The economic impact of genetically engineered crops is on the paper by David Zilberman.
Background summary. Since the 1990s, plant engineering has yielded a variety of applications for agriculture production. This includes traits intended to improve shelf life, improve crop nitrogen fixation, control over pests, and increase health and crop yields.
Common misconception about genetically engineered crops is that they're unhealthy to eat, but that's actually not the case. They can actually be bred to be healthier, such as high oleic canola and insect-resistant crops. There have been 0 confirmed cases of sickness caused by GMO crops, and people think that it's like the glyphosate gene and glyphosate itself that's inserted into the seeds that make them unhealthy, and that's actually not the case. It's just genes that are put into the canola and other crops that make them resistant to the glyphosate. So here we have a video of Parkland Ventures spraying their canola with a Roundup. As you can see here, they're doing it. There's not even seeds in the crop yet, so there's no way they could even harm the seeds. And you can see the water that's coming out of the booms there, but really it's 97 to 99% water. The other little bit is the Roundup itself, and then even less of that would be the glyphosate.
So going along with what you've seen there in that video, that spraying in that crop, half a liter to 2.33 liters per hectare of Roundup could be applied with 50 to 100 liter hectare of water. So as you can see, that's about 97.67 to 99% water in the tank mixture. So the amount of Roundup that is actually applied in the field is about 0.42 to 1.9 liters of Roundup per football field.
There have been 2 traits that achieve commercial success. The insect resistance is one, where the plant produces natural occurring chemical that can kill the insect, and also herbicide tolerance, which allows farmers to spray broad spectrum chemicals to kill weeds without killing the crop.
Underlying economics. Herbicide-resistant crops save costs from tilling and to control weeds, while it and insect-resistant crop keep from needing multiple passes of the sprayer to control pests. So this would save on fuel, depreciation, wear and tear on equipment, as well as water costs or compaction.
So here we have a graph saying all the insecticide that is reduced and then the increase in effective yield. So basically what we're saying here is that we need less insecticide when we're spraying crops that have been treated to be insect resistant, which does save costs and also health of the employers or workers, anyone that's using it. And then, as you can see here, because of all that, there's been an increase in gross margin because of the increase in yield and reducing costs.
Insect resistant crop reduce demand for insecticides, thus reducing the price. And herbicide resistant crops increase demand and price of herbicides.
The gain to farmers varies from 5% to 40%. There's a lot of variables in there, which is why the range, but the big thing is that it's all positive. Mostly depends on the price and yield effects as well as the cost of the seed. And insect resistance boosts actual crop output and improves crop yields. This increase in yields due to the substitution of insect resistance for insecticides. So most impact will be seen in developing countries where insecticides are not widely used, as they have a marginal rate of return.
Since it's less clear about yield gain from growing herbicide-tolerant crops, most of the profit that the farmer would gain would be reduced cost of controlling the weeds. So you can see here there's some small or same effect on yields, but without having to spray as much herbicides on the crop itself.
Here we got another chart showing the insect resistance and herbicide resistance reduces cost and it can improve yield. However small it may be, it's still positive, and which makes then the product cheaper for the consumer as there's more supply.
Downside of insect resistance, farmers must abandon locally bred varieties because genetically engineered crops are made for heterogeneous farming. So essentially what this means, crops that have been bred for your local region that work best in those conditions would have to be exchanged for a genetically engineered crop that's made for all kind of farming situations. So you may not have quite as good of yield, but you may save costs without having to spray as much. Insect and weeds can grow immune to chemicals, which can cost farmers and companies lots of money from developing in new products that pests aren't resistant to. So with these herbicide-tolerant crops, you're allowed to spray herbicides and insecticides on them, which may allow plants or insects to become resistant to these pesticides or herbicides.
Insect resistance and herbicide resistance crops also have non-monetary benefits. They include reduced management effort and work time, because farmers still got to pay themselves for all the work they put in, so it just saves on that. Equipment savings from needing less passes with the tractor and the tillage that they're pulling. So there's fuel costs, compaction costs right there that they're saving. Improved operator and worker safety, because they're not working with insecticides that can be harmful when you're directly exposed to them. So it just eliminates the need for that. And then improved environmental safety and just overall total convenience.
Political and social factors that are affecting the adoption of genetically engineered crops as of right now. One is social media providing false information about GM versus organic crops. In households nowadays, there's a lack of scientific knowledge with social media feeding people false information about these crops. People are widely believing myths and misconceptions about them. And another thing is only 2% of Canada's population are farmers, while the other 98% are not part of the crop production. So nobody really knows what goes on in farming now, and without much knowledge of what is going on, they easily believe into misconceptions. So with these social factors, consumers are pushing farmers to farm organically. The adoption of GE crops seems less favorable, even with the benefits to the farmer as a part of their production, along with the scientific evidence showing that they are actually safe.
Farmers wouldn't be doing this if they weren't making money on it, so there are economic benefits, obviously. But in conclusion, GMOs are not only safe to eat, but needed to feed the rising population, because it's exponentially growing and will be close to 10 billion by 2050. And yeah, people think they're unsafe when they see the big jugs of Roundup sitting outside, but it's only bad too if you drink it. Like Tylenol is good for you, but if you eat a whole bottle, you won't be feeling good after that. In the end, farmers are making more money from insect resistance and herbicide-resistant crops. And as genetically engineered technologies advance and agricultural practices improve to accommodate these changes, the production of these crops will become even more cost-saving to both the farmer and consumer, because more production and lower input costs. More research is being done all the time about GMOs and their safety and benefits to the farmer, and products every year just becoming better and better for everyone all around.
It's well said by John F. Kennedy. The farmer is the only man in our economy who buys everything at retail, sells everything at wholesale, and pays the freight both ways. Cam Huel from his Twitter page also says, farming is the art of losing money while working 400 hours a month, feeding people that think you're trying to kill them.